My name's Iboi Joseph Omohegbe.
I think there's a popular name that people know you as. It's like you're omitting that name, sir.
Well, in business, I'm a professional tailor. They know me by Jomo the tailor.
I want that name to sound and ring bell because I am very sure more people know you as Jomo than the other names you just quoted.
Yeah.
Though culturally, we must have to stick to our name. Yeah, so we'll be talking about culture now, sir. I wanted to look at it first. How does culture affect a people? I mean, taking the sun as a case study now, how do culture affect people, the way of life and all that, sir? We want a little light on that, sir.
Okay. Culture, in its sense, it means a way that people themselves create an attitude that this is how we want our things to be. Some are written, some are unwritten. And so, if I may say, it's very wide. Culture of a thing is different from custom, is different from other traditions. So culture include behavior. How do people behave? The people in Esa, how can you know them? How can you say this is an Esa man? In his action, any born Esa person must know the respect that is given to the elders in the first place. So that is the beginning of this discussion, that if you are an Esa person, you should know how to respect the elders. Respect for the elders is one of the first and the most important culture we have in Esa land. Do I continue?
Continue, sir.
Okay.
Right on.
So, in Esa, we have a culture that every child in Esa land is everybody's child. So the training of a child in Esa land is not solely for the parents, it's for the community where they live. And that is why we said in Esa, a child is not only for the mother and father, it's for everybody. They stand a chance to help develop that child and to train the child in a culture, to culture the child. When you say culture, it means a lot. It's including the upbringing of a child. You bring him up the way that child should be. Sometimes when we were young, if you pass a man by the way and you didn't say, I say Jomo, if he ever ask you, whose son are you? The next thing, you pick race, because if he report you to your father that, oh, this child didn't know how to salute, he didn't know how to respect his senior, he just passed me by. For that singular reason, the training have an effect because everybody's hand was on deck to train the child. And when they grew up, the respect for elders, you don't teach a some young man what is the respect for the elders, because it is almost inborn in them because of the early training they will receive as an Esan young boy. As long before he entered the primary school, he has already started to know how, what, and why he should respect the elderly, which we call a Jomo. So that is the culture, that's the beginning of the culture we have in Esan land. If I may continue.
Feel very free, sir.
That culture transcends to how do we behave, the attitude of the Esan person, the mode of dressing, the women, and that heritage. I pray it does not erode us or eroded away easily, because a woman knows how to dress properly. And if you see an Esan woman, is honorable, because what he wears will make people know that this woman is responsible. And because of that one, there is the people in the village, a housewife is a wife of the husband, and by extension is a woman of the women group in that society. So the do's and don'ts are there. These women in the society are wives of other men in that same society where this woman belongs to. So they checkmate each other. How? If what you do is wrong, you have not only offended your husband, but you have offended the women in that society, which is referred to Ihuevo. So the Esan woman is careful not to do things that will bring shame to the children, that will not going to bring shame to the husband, and that will not make the women in that society to discipline her. So, because there is a sense of belonging to that group, they respect themselves, whether or not they are willing to do so. The Esan woman is a woman who knows what culture is really. Proper dressing with 2 wrappers. A blouse that is well knitted, that cover the sensitive parts of the body, because a married woman in Esan is a wife of the husband, and he has no reason to showcase her body for whatever reason, because no other person is expected to be interested in that woman. I think that won't make the Esan women distinctive. There are very beautiful women in Esan in this dressing. I must not fail to quickly mention that you are not beautiful because you are half naked. Beauty is natural. And the more you respect yourself, the more beautiful you are. Thank you so much.
Wow, what a great message, sir. Thank you very much, sir.